Diplomacy is a very important tool which you can automate, or if you prefer, fully control. Effective diplomacy can allow you to avoid conflict, or at least have allies on your side if war is inevitable. For the most part, diplomacy is about patience and continuing investment in diplomatic relationships over time. Distant Worlds 2 includes more treaty types and additional relationship modifiers and better tracking of long-term trust and distrust. Treaty types range from 3 kinds of trade treaties in the basic non-aggression pact, all the way up to full research cooperation agreements and defensive pacts. Through the diplomacy screen, you can choose to speak with other empires, independent worlds, or pirates. For each one, your advisors will choose a diplomatic strategy, which you may also change to suit your plans. Diplomacy with independence is focused on trade, and if done well, can lead to an opportunity to integrate the independent world into your empire, which can be a great benefit, especially when your empire is still young. Pirates in Distant Worlds 2 are space-based civilizations that survived the last cataclysm and have grown used to preying on planets like your own for resources and tribute. Diplomacy with pirates is thus more difficult, but if you manage to get past the stage of paying them protection money and earn their trust, you can ask for payment-free non-aggression treaties and even military refueling. Pirates often also have knowledge of certain galactic secrets and technologies beyond what the planetary civilizations were able to preserve. Finally, you have empires, which are the most complex and rewarding diplomatic partners. When you first meet an empire, a first contact situation could result in anything from an initially positive relationship with a trade treaty, all the way to a terrible misunderstanding leading to war. Over time, each AI empire will choose a diplomatic strategy of its own. You can't see exactly what strategy the other empires have chosen towards you, but by engaging in diplomacy, you can start to get a better sense of whether they could prove to be friends or foes. Consistent diplomatic efforts, trust from honoring treaties, and generous gifts can shift another empire towards you and result in the possibility of changing their goals and strategy, thus opening up further treaty possibilities. Among the special characters in your empire, ambassadors can be crucial, though you never have enough for all the other empires. Pick and choose where to send your ambassadors to shore up and facilitate key relationships. Each faction now also has diplomatic research associated with it, starting with its language and ending with a complete understanding of their culture, history, and traditions. Pursuing this time of diplomatic research can significantly increase mutual understanding. Finally, there is always the quick deal, and you should periodically check to see if another empire or pirate faction has something of value which they are willing to trade for a price you may find appealing.
Hello. Hello, guys. Long time no speak. Long time no see. Welcome back to myself. And thank you, Giulia and Paolo, for replacing me in such a perfect fashion. I have to fight an internal battle because somebody wants me replaced. Although they say it's a joke, but I think they're trying to remove me from this position. I will fight for this position because I love talking to you all. Thanks for following us, Kartoffel Stamfer, and thanks for following us, Alien Gurgi. I'll have some tea. This was the second technical video. We call it technical video for Distant Worlds 2. We have, I think, another one coming very soon. The idea of these videos is basically that we try and explain the basics of the single, X's in the 4X areas in a way that can be understood by as many people as possible. Although all of you guys are big fans, so you know that we are only 1 week away. Yes, the cup, Byron. Oops, yeah. This was a present from Paolo, I think. The game is 1 week away. We are pretty excited because, of course, Distant Worlds is a one of these historic franchise. I mean, the first one released in May 2010. Would you believe? It's been a long, long time. We have been the guys have been working on Distant Worlds 2 for a long time now, because when we released Universe, it was on Steam, which was basically Distant Worlds, the original one, plus all the DLCs put together. It was 2014. So imagine, from 2014 to now, that's the development cycle for Distant Worlds 2, and it's finally coming to an end. Eric Routines and Elliot are basically mad at the moment. They don't sleep at all because they have to finish things up. And but we're almost there. I want to thank you everyone who pre-ordered the game. This is by far the most pre-ordered game we've ever had in the whole of our history, so that's great. Massive thank you to all the 100,000 plus people who wishlisted the game as well. That's pretty staggering numbers, right, for a pretty deep game like Distant Worlds 2. So we've got high hopes for a successful launch next week. Hello, Lituanus. Hope things are good. Hello, Alien Gold. I'll probably say hello to everyone until the end of tea time today, because I'm so happy to be back. It's unbelievable I've managed to get out of this isolation with the kids. Ciao, Ettore. And we'll see if this lasts for more than 1 week. The other things I wanted to say about Distant Worlds 2, we have Eric Routines is going to play the game live on Twitch next week on the 9th of March, which I think is the Wednesday, at 6 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. CET, and you make the calculations for the other ones. But this is going to be an interesting one. And the day before, we're planning to do an AMA on the Reddit gaming channel, PC gaming channel. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Edmund, for where you'll be able to ask all the questions to Eric and Elliot. Both are going to be in the chat. Hello, Writing Bull. Thanks for subscribing, Alien Gold. Here it is. So ask us all things. Just do we have a date and time yet, Edmund? I don't remember if we have nailed that down yet. But just make sure that you follow our streams and social media channels, and you'll get to know when to jump on Reddit and see. Yes, we do. So you see, that's pretty fantastic. If you can say these dates and time, or we can keep it secret, whatever. We have also we have 3 new faction cards being released. I don't know if I think it's today, where we're releasing these faction cards as we approach the release. These are going to be, this week we've got Humans, Xenox, and Ticans. I am not going to go, I have a full description of the faction cards here. I won't try to read all this, just go on the site and check them out. And it will be more instructive, and you can digest all the information in a better way like that. Ticans, Shards love the Ticans. What's about the Ticans that's to be loved? I don't know, guys. 3-eyed rats for the win. Sounds like a Euro festival act from Azerbaijan. The DW2 releases, I won't even try to pronounce your nickname, DW2 releases on March 10th at around 4 p.m. Hello from Denmark. Hello. Hope Denmark is fine. Everyone's fine in Denmark. So this was for also, Francesco is working on an awesome trailer, for a launch trailer, something that you're going to love. We're going to show it to you. Hopefully early next week. We are putting together a nice preview of that, but that's going to be an awesome trailer. We are recording voiceovers for that as we speak in Santa Monica. So, all this stuff is so cool and lovable. Okay, so that was for Distant Worlds 2. We're excited as well, if you're excited. Don't know, how do you pronounce this nickname? Is there a way that, I'm not sure. So make sure that you connect to our channels next week, because there's going to be plenty of interesting news about Distant Worlds 2. We go World War II Stalingrad. This is another one I wanted to talk to you about. We've released the first dev diary last week. There's a new dev diary being published as well next week. The game is releasing at the end of the month. And here I think I want to spend a few words about this game, because you think about it, our Nemesis, of course it's Nemesis, of course. How come I didn't realize? Can we expect some news for Panzer Corps 2 DLCs? I'm going to get to that point very, very soon. We go over to Stalingrad. The game is a groggy game. You know that this is like the super hardcore of the Matrix games audience. But the guys that are developing it are building they have the game system is great. It does work very well. It worked very well on this Desert War game, and I think it works even better on the Stalingrad setting. The next dev diary, what we're going to talk about is the differences between the new setting and the previous game, and there's quite a lot of stuff that's being changed in terms of gameplay mechanics. To fit within the Stalingrad setting, and I think we're considering that the setting itself, it does work very, very well for some specific types of war games. I think the WIGO system does fit super well with that setting. So the game, as I said, will release towards the end of the month. So stay tuned for that. And there's quite a lot of people actually in the forums eagerly waiting for it. So GW2 and Stalingrad in the same month. Yeah, goodbye wallet. So on Panzer Corps 2 DLCs, I think we have been going through the different options for Panzer Corps 2, and right now we're going back to focus on 43 on the Axis Operation DLCs. So Kerensky's working super hard on trying to finishing up all the different missions of 43, and we're going to weigh all the options to see what is going to come first. But so the DLCs are being worked on in parallel. There's actually 3/4 different lines of DLCs being worked on right now. Only 2 of these we've announced, the Pacific one and the Axis Operation one, and there's even more being worked on right now. They actually progressing in parallel. There's no it's different teams working on them. So there's going to be a lot of options for us. We're going to see what is the best way to stagger the releases, because of course we don't want to release too many things at the same time. See you soon, Nemesis. And so that was for Panzer Corps. On Panzer Corps, by the way, there's as you know, there's a tournament going on. I wanted to give an update on this, because the new round in the Panzer Corps 2 World Championship has just started. We have we've had a number of, so the new round is about Operation Spring Awakening. The thing I want to say, on round 5 we've had a few issues, and there was specifically a bug which caused some of the final scores to be inaccurate. So we're going back and recalculating some of these, and this will be reflected on the ranking soon, probably this week already. You drink here. So also on other tournaments, I remind you that there's quite a lot of tournaments being played right now. Go if you want to check these out. There's quite a lot of interesting stuff happening, especially on the battle sector and Valorant Victory ones. But there's an Order of Battle tournament going on, the Strategic Command World War One tournament going on, and there's actually 2 Field of Glory tournaments going on at the same time. So are you like going to the Necron words to wake them up, or just sending out blast email? Do they need to be piled? Oh my goodness, this is Espresso Killer. I don't really understand the question, but maybe it's me. I just half drunk, half caffeinated. So more on the news. I wanted to say we've announced this week that Warplan Pacific is coming to Steam. I think the date is March 17th. So I don't remember who said goodbye wallet just earlier on, but that's another excuse to spend some money. Warplan Pacific was released on the Matrix Games site last year, and we are going to release on Steam on March 17th. So we've got a pretty busy month this month. This is actually the last Thursday where there's no actual release. From next week onwards, it's going to be pretty much mayhem. Yeah, there's all sorts. I mean, there's not only that. You know, we're also looking at what is going to happen beyond Q2, and there's quite a lot of stuff that you guys are going to love on what we're planning for you guys. More. Okay, it was a 40K joke. I'm sorry I didn't get it. We are waking them in a very ordered manner. No roguely sleep. Thank you, Shards. Thank you. I couldn't have. I've got a moderator. Ah, you're not a moderator, Shards. I think this is it's great to have you there. Will Distant World support modding? Not a launch, as far as I know, but we're going to work on that for sure. Okie dokie. More. So now this week, or actually tomorrow, you'll start receiving, whoever is already subscribed to the newsletter will start receiving a new format of newsletter. Check it out. We'd love to have your opinions. And if you're not already subscribed to our newsletter, go on the Slitherine or Matrix site, or both. Subscribe there. You get a nice discount on a purchase if you subscribe to the newsletter. And Julia is working hard to sort of improve these content delivery every week to make it informative, and give you all the information that we're not able to give you here, or other stuff like sales, coupons, other really cool things that would make you spend money. By the way, this week on Slitherine and Matrix, you've got a Panzer Core 2 sale with discounts up to 50%. So it's a good opportunity to go and complete your collection of Panzer Core games. See? Aha! Subscribe now! Also, more news. Forum. We've just launched a new Matrix Games forum. If you want to check it out, again, give us feedback. It's important. As everything that's new, you'll probably find it fiddly, or this doesn't work like before, I don't like it, and stuff like that. But just give us the feedback, because it's pretty cool to have your feedback anyway. And we are actively working on improvements and such. So just make sure that you give it a go. And if you're an active forum member, if you've got a history of posting, then give us a nudge if you think there's something that doesn't work. We've got someone in the team who says, I was really in love with the one before. I don't want to use this anymore. Vero Roberto? But we need to improve our technology, and that's definitely a big step forward in terms of making sure things work for the years to come. We are also starting. One of the things I wanted to say, and drop the comments here. I'm gonna sort of start dropping more information about it as we go, but we're starting to think about Home of Wargamers 2022, so it's going to be around May time. If you've got ideas on what you would like to see there, if you would like to, be informed about, some specific things, if about the format, some feedback looking at the previous ones, if you'd like to see something different and so on, let us know, because there's quite a lot of stuff that we've got in our heads, and it would be great to have your contribution to make it, feel like something that we've organized together, and you're the core of the community. So we'd like to have your views on how to improve things, because we think we're awesome. We think that everything we do is fantastic, but of course we know that not that everything also can be improved. One other thing I want to say, Bruno, do you have the list of streams coming up? Yeah. I'm going to come to that. So today after this, we've got Panzer Corps 2 with Sergeant Z-Dog. I was looking at the followers and subscribers. You've got to do some more work to get these games added to the Sleet store, guys. More at 6:30 we have Valor and Victory played with Gamer. Valor and Victory. One note about that. We launched the game, I think it was like summer last year, and I keep saying it's a great game, and you should have a go, and it's it's a great opportunity to jump into an easy to play but pretty challenging board war game, digital board war game, so to speak. And in February, we had the best month for Valor and Victory since launch. It was, of course, thanks to the Stalingrad DLC, which Gamer is going to play today, but also because of an increased attention to the game. And so thank you for trying it out, guys, and spread the word, because it's a great little gem. 8 p.m. today, we have Battle Sector with XTRG. You said DW2 might release around 4 p.m. Well, it's CET, so it's usually 3 p.m. UK time. What we say is that we release games when the Brits are back from lunch, so it's around 2:30, 3 p.m. UK time. Tomorrow we have Philogroi 2 Medieval, Storm of Arrows with Richard York. Where's Mordante, by the way? I am back and Mordante is not there. So what's happening? This is not good. On Saturday we have at 8 p.m. we have Distant Worlds 2 with Das Tactic. Hello Das, are you awake and around? I think I've seen you around, right? Who knows? The 10th of March, yeah, it is, yeah. Hey, Das. And 12 months, welcome back, Captain Alatriste. Just resubscribe for our joy. You're one of the pillars of this show, so we couldn't do without you, Captain. The other thing I want to say was, and this is sort of more like a corporate thing, but I just wanted to share this news with you. Slitherine has been nominated or like shortlisted. I don't know what you call these things. We're not used to these things. In the category for Best Indie Publisher at the MCV Awards this year. We have received the news yesterday. And it's an awesome news. We are super proud of this. We have been around for 22 years. Thank you, Edmund. I love how Edmund is always on top of my words, and we're super proud of this. We are, we sort of build this company over time, step by step, trying to make things in the right way, and always trying to get connected with the community and so on. So this nomination, we're nominated with pretty substantial competitors. So I would say that I don't know who's going to win, and we certainly hope that we have a chance. But you know, guys, I just wanted to say that this award nomination is definitely, you know, thanks to you know, your contribution. You help us be a better bunch every day and improve and make sure that we always think about what we do twice and do the right thing. You push us hard, but you're also very understanding. So I wanted to thank you for all of this. And we'll make sure that we keep you up to date if things are going well or not. Or maybe we do a special tea time live from the award ceremony in April. But yes, so it's definitely something I wanted to mention because it's really thanks to you guys. On more news, so the other big releases or big games we've got, I don't have release scheduled today because we're working on the March and Q2 releases. So on games that are on track, you know, you guys know that there's quite a lot in development. There's the Necrons. The Necrons are definitely on track for a Q2 release. The Starship Troopers is being assessed as we speak, so you'll get to know the release date in approximately 1 week, probably just over 1 week we'll know an exact release date. We're also trying to gauge what other competitions are doing because there's a lot of RTSs being released, so we need to make sure that we don't release it in a you know, when there's a lot of stuff being released as well. Bruno's scrolling back the chat to see if there's anything. Mas Jula is on YouTube asked, how many employees are there at Slitherine? How big is the studio? Well, at Slitherine as a publisher, it's pretty complex to say how many because there's development studios that work internally, then there's the pro team and so on. But we're around 100 people right now, scattered around the globe. I would say there's people in every single country in the world. I would say when there's no direct Slitherine member, there's either an external contractor or a developer. Ask Elliot in New Zealand or Stephen Hawkinson in Hawaii, and there's quite a lot of people. Hello, Captain Darwin. It's good to see you. I'd like to say stream come true, Paul. I have some ideas about games I'd like to see announced. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, that's a very good idea. We need to leave it a bit open though. So what we'd probably do is like open a thread and then select the best ones and you know, maybe go for one of the ones that we choose. There's a lot of talks being happening these days about future games. We're actively looking at 2024 and what's happening beyond, and you know, what is the right mix of new IPs and, you know, licensed stuff and so on. So yeah, your contribution would be great at this stage, especially when we think about the distant future, but there's nothing more distant and actual at the moment that's distant worlds. So I will leave you with maybe we can replay the diplomacy video before when we finish, and remind you that next week on Thursday we have the release of Distant Worlds 2. Stick with us, and we'll make sure that next week is a week to look at the stars and far beyond. See you. Bye.
Diplomacy is a very important tool which you can automate, or if you prefer, fully control. Effective diplomacy can allow you to avoid conflict, or at least have allies on your side if war is inevitable. For the most part, diplomacy is about patience and continuing investment in diplomatic relationships over time. Distant Worlds 2 includes more treaty types and additional relationship modifiers and better tracking of long-term trust and distrust. Treaty types range from 3 kinds of trade treaties in the basic non-aggression pact, all the way up to full research cooperation agreements and defensive pacts. Through the diplomacy screen, you can choose to speak with other empires, independent worlds, or pirates. For each one, your advisors will choose a diplomatic strategy, which you may also change to suit your plans. Diplomacy with independence is focused on trade, and if done well, can lead to an opportunity to integrate the independent world into your empire, which can be a great benefit, especially when your empire is still young. Pirates in Distant Worlds 2 are space-based civilizations that survived the last cataclysm and have grown used to preying on planets like your own for resources and tribute. Diplomacy with pirates is thus more difficult, but if you manage to get past the stage of paying them protection money and earn their trust, you can ask for payment-free non-aggression treaties and even military refueling. Pirates often also have knowledge of certain galactic secrets and technologies beyond what the planetary civilizations were able to preserve. Finally, you have empires, which are the most complex and rewarding diplomatic partners. When you first meet an empire, a first contact situation could result in anything from an initially positive relationship with a trade treaty, all the way to a terrible misunderstanding leading to war. Over time, each AI empire will choose a diplomatic strategy of its own. You can't see exactly what strategy the other empires have chosen towards you, but by engaging in diplomacy, you can start to get a better sense of whether they could prove to be friends or foes. Consistent diplomatic efforts, trust from honoring treaties, and generous gifts can shift another empire towards you and result in the possibility of changing their goals and strategy, thus opening up further treaty possibilities. Among the special characters in your empire, ambassadors can be crucial, though you never have enough for all the other empires. Pick and choose where to send your ambassadors to shore up and facilitate key relationships. Each faction now also has diplomatic research associated with it, starting with its language and ending with a complete understanding of their culture, history, and traditions. Pursuing this time of diplomatic research can significantly increase mutual understanding. Finally, there is always the quick deal, and you should periodically check to see if another empire or pirate faction has something of value which they are willing to trade for a price you may find appealing.